Commencer une nouvelle partie. Bah recharge, c'est lancé là maintenant.
I ran out to get a pack of cigarettes, but I left my wallet at home. Yeah, that's me. I'm getting old. My name is Sonny Featherland, an investigator for 20 years, and once the star of the predatory division of the Clawville Police Department, one half of the legendary Chicken Police. But buying a pack of smokes is more than I can handle right now. Maybe I should just lay low. Yeah,
Oh,
I'll do that. The most colorful place in the wilderness.
Mais je m'en occupe.
God, what bullshit. The last clucking color left this city years ago. And slowly I'll turn gray too. Still, what do I expect? We're living in a vast experiment, and don't even notice that everything got clucked up a long time ago. We believe in this wonderland of peaceful coexistence. Wolves and sheep, chickens and hounds. Yeah, sure, why not? It's just ridiculous. The dog eats the chicken.
C'est bon, t'as reçu le truc?
Nature. I'm not propping up the illusion anymore. 121 days, and it's over. Retirement. What could possibly go wrong?
Donc on est donc un super poulet. On a un peu vieilli, on était un peu bon et gros délire. On ouvre sur une biche. Sérieux.
Ah, crap. My office lock is a piece of shit if a dame can pick it. She stood in the darkness. The light painted stripes on her body. It whispered secret little things that were never there in the first place. But she was no zebra. Reality was just a light switch away. Elizabeth or Charlotte? I was sure she'd have a sophisticated sounding name. She had a bygone look in her eyes, older than this ancient building, and perhaps the
Tu m'as
whole
lancé
city
sur un
itself.
truc, meuf.
Or maybe I'm just drunk.
Tu m'as lancé sur un truc de merde, meuf.
So I had to give her a chance.
Oh mon dieu, les téléphones à cadran.
I promised myself I'd write a novel one day.
Bah oui, forcément. Tu m'entends dans le truc et dans le machin, bah oui, forcément. C'est des effets secondaires, hein.
I don't know where the key is. Whatever's inside is gonna stay there forever. Just a bunch of useless crap in there. Every whiskey has the same color nowadays, at least in this price range. My wallet and my badge. The wallet is real, the badge ain't. Chief Bloodboil took mine, so I got this one out of a pack of cornflakes, just in case.
What the fuck?
My last cigarette. She doesn't seem so dangerous that I need to grab my gun.
What the fuck? Donc whisky bas de gamme, pile de trucs. Putain, mon joystick il commence déjà à me casser les couilles.
This is one of the most beautiful memories from my old life.
Bah l'autre est la manette,
Before
l'autre manette est
Molly
déjà.
left me and took our daughter. The good things in life don't last long. The best ones always leave first. I saw that in the window of a shoe store. I never understood it, or what it had to do with shoes. M.B. Davis, the eternal king of jazz. The photo is from the days of jazz prohibition. I only heard the old man live one time, but I'll never forget that night. And not only because I woke up at the harbor without my gun, my badge, and my pants. We used to be star cops a few years ago. Tabloid press, radio interviews, and even a book series. I don't miss those days. Of course, Marty, my old partner, would disagree. He just loved the spotlight. The wild gentleman. Those guys rebuilt the city after the Great Fire of 867. My heroes when I was a little chick.
Ah, il a eu surtout visiblement une vie incroyable.
Books I'm never gonna read. Maybe nobody ever has.
Bon, on va parler à la poulette.
Let me introduce myself. My name is Deborah, Miss Deborah Ibanez.
You're mistaken, ma'am.
Oh, really? Please enlighten me, Mr. Featherland.
I'm not a private eye. I'd recommend Mr. Philmar Lowe instead of me. He's a nice guy.
Believe me, Mr. Featherland, it's not an accident I came to you.
Look, miss, I work for the police and I'm currently on leave. I couldn't accept private commissions even if I wanted to. Not even from a classy dame like
Ah bah,
you.
connexion de... Hein?
Am I that easy to read?
That's my job. But tell me, since you've invited yourself in, would you like a drink?
I don't usually drink.
Well, I've got to have one. And it'd be rude of me to drink alone. So, maybe some sherry?
If you insist. But bourbon, please.
Ah, thank the wild ones. That's all I have.
What a coincidence.
So come on, spill it from the beginning.
Bon, le coq il va se taper la biche. Hein. Bah, grave. Hein. Attends. Jour, nuit, jour, nuit, jour. Ah, j'ai broyé la gueule de mon joystick qui bouge plus, parfait.
Who is this dame anyway? And what the cluck? That's better. Now, if I understand correctly, your mistress is receiving...
It's a very...
I think it's time to dig a little deeper. If you don't mind, I'd like to ask you some routine questions.
Please, that's why I'm here. So, this is the part where the
Something like that, Deborah. Yeah.
Concentrer sur ce que tu sais du suspect. Est-ce que quelqu'un a l'air louche? Concentrons là-dessus. Maintenant, oui. Oui, oui, ça a coupé. Ça a coupé 2 secondes, mais ouais, ça t'a pas quitté. Bisous. Ce type a l'air suspect, je dois me concentrer un focus suspect. Impression suspect. Jauge détective. Quand des impressions parlant suspect. Chaque impression donne accès à une nouvelle question. Nouvelle impression, question, tant de possibilités, ok. Le jeu est ta meilleure amie, elle t'indique comment se déroule l'interrogatoire, regarde-la du côté positif.
I must be cautious and smart. This dame seems shy, which I can use to my advantage. But I must be careful about what I say to her, or I can scare her off. Let's start gently.
Alors, Deborah Ibanez, il faut que je sois prudent, si je filme cette femme à l'air timide, je peux en tirer parti. Je dois faire très attention à ce que je lui dis, il faudrait pas l'effrayer, on va commencer doucement et quand on... Oui, il dit exactement la même chose. Qui êtes-vous, mademoiselle?
Who exactly are you, ma'am?
I'm not somebody important, Mr. Featherland.
You're important enough to deal with such a delicate matter, right?
I carry out the wishes of my employer, nothing more. This means
You've been thrown into deep water, sweetheart. Tell me, can you even swim.
Believe me, this is just as unpleasant for me as it is for you, if not even more.
Ok, vous avez pas l'air confiant, vous êtes sûr que ça va. Dites-moi dans quel quartier résidez-vous?
Tell me, which part of the city do you live in?
Look, I don't want to answer that. I'm here on behalf of my employer and not on personal business.
Ça fait trop bizarre de voir une tête de biche sur un corps d'homme.
Fair point, Deborah. Let's try a different approach.
Ouais, mais c'était des rats qui étaient des rats. C'était pas des êtres humains. Ah bah ouais, mais ils avaient pas des nichons, hein. Je suis désolé, là la meuf elle a des nichons. Hein. Un rat avec des nichons? Non, je crois pas, non. Oh non, non, franchement j'ai trop du mal. Hein. C'est trop bizarre. Les mains sont des femmes, les épaules sont de femmes, et, et à partir du début des épaules, c'est une biche. Bah, visiblement, c'est femme, hein. Elle a des hanches de meuf, hein. Bah ouais, non, ça fait très bizarre en fait. Tout le haut du buste qui est une tête de quelque chose d'autre, quoi. Beauté, parler, pourquoi me rendre visite cette nuit et pas une autre?
Why did you have to visit me this particular
I have my reasons. I may look like a silly little fawn, and maybe I am, but I still have common sense.
I don't doubt that for a second.
This day is essential to my mistress, and she thought it's also important to you.
A message in itself, for sure. But to be honest...
You know what? I'll just take that as a compliment, even if it wasn't meant as such.
Bon, on est en machin. Vous venez de Cloville. Pourquoi c'est vous qui êtes venu et non votre employeuse? Savez-vous au moins ce que vous voulez?
Why did you come to
Avec de la
visit me?
bite.
Why not your...
My employer is Miss Natasha Katsenko. She hasn't been leaving her home lately, only if she really has
Il va la
to.
pécho. Depuis le début, il se rentre dedans là. Mais ouais, genre elle fait ouais, je suis venu pour mon employeuse et tout, blablabla et tout, mais en attendant elle veut un bourbon quoi. Enfin d'abord elle fait non, je veux pas à boire et tout, je veux pas des trucs à boire et tout, et après je fais ouais, bah, je vais me servir un whisky. Bon bah alors un bourbon. Ok. Mon employeuse est Madame Natacha, elle ne quitte plus son domicile depuis quelques temps, sauf si elle n'a pas le choix.
How so?
Oh, son employeuse est une chatte. Oula, tu coupes, copine, tu coupes.
Miss Natasha is afraid. She's scared because of those unwanted messages.
Madame Natacha
Everyone knows
pure.
who she is.
So she's that kind of woman.
I don't know what you mean.
Of course you do, Deborah. Thank you, by the way. We're fine. We avoided the point long enough. Deborah's hiding
Elle cache
something,
quelque
no
chose, c'est
question.
clair maintenant, concentrons-nous sur ça.
I'm sure it's not intentional, but
I'm not sure I understand you.
got the crap.
I'm sorry, Mr. Featherland, you're right. I'll try to be more
Maintenant, oui,
straightforward
nickel.
next time.
I appreciate that,
Donc elle
ma'am.
cache quelque chose. Ah voilà, jamais se lever meuf. Oh. Cette affaire est beaucoup trop risquée, je ne peux l'accepter. Auriez-vous des ennuis? On va faire comme si vous m'avez jamais vu ici, d'accord? Vous pensez que vous faites pas ce genre de...
Are you in some sort of jam?
Nothing of the sort. There are simply things better left
Then you're wasting my time.
I trust your instincts.
Confiance à votre
You'll
instinct.
manage it.
Yeah, and I have no other choice.
To be honest, no.
Tu vas le cracher ton morceau, sale... vous êtes déjà censé être réunis. Oui, et maintenant elle tourne autour du pot. Meuf, ou tu te mets à quatre pattes ou tu te casses, hein. Oui. T'as un décalage d'environ 20 secondes.
Have you ever
Oui, on va dire
felt
ça plutôt.
truly
Honestly, very often, Mr. Featherland.
great? Because that's exactly how I feel right now, Deborah.
I'm sorry if it's too unpleasant for you, but we have...
You know, I get that a lot. and it never ends well.
Do you like happy endings?
Ah, elle veut nous faire une finition manuelle.
Not in books or movies, but in real life it would be nice for a change. But this is Clawville. Not many happy endings around here.
I knew you were romantic at heart.
Je savais que vous étiez un romantique dans le fond.
If what's between me and my whiskey could be called romance, then yes.
Ah, tu vois, surprise, surprise, surprise. Vous souhaitez individu quand est venu, dites-moi Déborah pourquoi je retrouve un mot ce que vous dites.
Tell me, Deborah, why should I believe you at all?
Because my mistress trusts.
Should that be enough?
If you really like what she thinks you are.
Damn, what can I say to that?
Look, I didn't mean to back you up.
You have a way with words, sweetheart. Did you ever want to be a cop?
No, not for the world.
Smart ass. Be honest and tell me what you're so afraid of.
Je te dis 30 secondes de décalage.
You know, Mr. Featherland, my mistress's
qu'est-ce que je
partner is Hobart Wessler. Or as most people know him.
Mais c'est pas toi, hein. C'est le truc, le fait que je stream et que ça envoie sur le truc. Hein. Je stream depuis la PS5, je stream pas depuis un PC. Du coup, c'est beaucoup plus long. Putain.
Ibn Wessler, the Kingpin.
Les mots.
Exactly.
Feathery gods help me.
So you get it now.
To put it mildly, I think I understand it all. Wessler.
Ok. Flic correct. Que correct? Sérieux? Non bah attends, 4 étoiles sur 5, pourquoi pas 5? Ah, on peut zoomer comme ça? C'est très bizarre. Ah, je suis dingue, on voit pas ses pieds. J'aurais été curieux de voir ses pieds, voir si c'était des pieds de meuf ou des pieds de biche.
Legs that go on for days.
Ouais, mais des talons, tu mets quand même des pieds de biche dedans.
Eyes, silky skin and voice. You're in big trouble, pal. Why don't you take it to the police? Just go there and file a
Non,
report.
c'est très bizarre.
Photos, flashing lights, fingerprints. You know the drill. The evidence
No.
is very clear. Even a moderately talented detective could easily wrap this case up. Or just try the phone.
Please, take a look.
Well, okay. Let's see. I wanted to travel the world when I was a kid, but I think I'm... Behind that door lies the kingdom of dirty...
Don't you want to look at it? The message I gave you.
Yeah, of course.
Et comment on fait? Le carnet, le meilleur ami du détective. C'est là que vous notez les informations importantes sur l'enquête, les suspects et les victimes, ainsi que les lieux que vous allez visiter. Comment ça marche? Cliquez sur Internet sur une image dans votre carnet pour voir la version traduite dans votre langue. Ok. Ok. Ouais. Mais je sais pas où il est, ça me casse les glavis. C'est d'ici qu'on s'en fout. Le jeu de droite. L'inventaire, c'est là que vous stockez tous les objets associés de l'enquête. Le sac à nous donner. I know Molly very well.
I know Molly very well.
Vous prierez de bien la prendre en compte avant de décider si vous le faites ou non. Mademoiselle Ibennet est quelqu'un de confiance, soyez galant avec elle. J'ai trouvé.
I felt like I'd been hit on the back of my head with a blackjack. Reality tilted.
T'inquiète, j'ai trouvé.
Molly. Good
C'est un
God.
aventure, c'est fait
What
jeu de
was
rôle.
her name doing there? I glanced at the opposite wall with the well-worn picture frames, like an eternally dark hole in the wall, a missing piece. She was wearing a light silk dress and singing a lullaby, the waves caressing her beautiful long legs.
Oh, il est en kiff total, monsieur.
Santino, are you all right?
What the hell is this supposed to mean?
I don't know anything, Mr. Santino. My mistress told me to give this to...
Oh, of course I understand, Miss Ibanez. I get it very well. But this case is becoming more and more confusing. It's starting to look like blackmail.
Blackmail?
Don't play innocent with me.
But...
All right. When can I visit?
Visit? Me?
Not you. Miss Katsenko.
Oh, yes. You can find her at the Tsar Club.
Elle est à moitié conne aussi. Hein.
Didn't you tell me she's not the social kind? That she's especially unsociable? Or does she only like loud and crowded clubs?
No, she's really not like that. But she owns the place.
Judging by the flyer, it must be a very busy club.
I'm sure you'll have no trouble finding Miss Katsenko. But there's one small problem, Mr.
Let me guess. Mr. Wessler better not know about my visit.
Exactly. How did you know?
20 years experience, ma'am. Oh, and please, call me Sonny.
It was a pleasure to meet you, Sonny.
I'll talk about the rest with Ms. Katsenko in person. A good friend of mine would be happy to take you home if you'd like.
I'd appreciate that, Son.
Okay.
I don't even know what these papers are.
Thank you again, Mr. Feather.
Don't mention it.
I'm sorry, I don't...
Thought so. Just a phone call and a good friend of mine can take you.
Thank you, Sonny.
Cinq 932. Non. Oh putain de merde. Je déteste ma manette. Bah tu vas voir.
Hey, Lewis. Am I...
Of course not, Sonny. Old friend, what's up?
Could you come over? I've got a favor to ask if you're not busy.
For you, anything. Just...
Lewis arrived a few minutes later. He lived in the rooms above, so it wasn't difficult getting here. Not to mention that he's a rabbit. It was a quick hop. The Atlas Hotel was his inheritance. It was once a well-renowned place, but not anymore. The last economic crisis ruined it. And now, besides me, he was the only resident of this enormous place.
Ok.
I can't even remember the good old rabbit. I can always count on him. Thanks for being so quick, Lewis. Can you drive Miss Ibanez home? I have some things.
Of course, Sonny. You know, anything for you.
Thank you for being so considerate, Sonny. I appreciate it.
Don't mention it.
Goodbye, then.
So long, Deborah. Before I visit
So long.
the club, I have to take a detour. I've got a feeling that this case isn't going to be a one-man job. And there's only one bird in this city I can trust. My ex-partner, Marty. He's going to be at the station. I can only hope he'll be willing to talk to me. My bedroom.
C'est pas où qu'on sort.
I can always count on you. You got anything planned for today?
I thought I'd visit a nightclub. It's...
Well, I didn't mean to hold you.
I'll ask a favor.
I owe you a lot.
That's true.
Ok, ouais.
Could I ask you a few more questions?
Feel free. I've already told you more about myself than I...
Afraid you'll get your hands dirty?
I'm afraid I already did. I've already told you more about my...
Afraid you'll...
I'm afraid I...
Merde, j'ai appuyé trop vite.
Do you think my whereabouts aren't a secret?
Do you think they ever were?
Well, I was hoping.
Clawville is a big city, but not so big that Santino Featherland can hide in it.
Oh, please. Flatter me more.
Ah, ils recommencent leur jeu où ils se tapent à l'arrêt.
Sonny, I've already told you what I know. I've never read the message. My job was to give it to you, and...
You really are this innocent, aren't you?
I'm not sure I get what you mean.
Let me give you some advice, sister. Leave the city and get as far as you...
It's not so simple, Mr. Featherland.
Is she really that important to you? That you drive around in the dead of night?
I would do more than that.
I see. You're...
Thank you.
Sonny, please. Just Sonny.
Puis on va la niquer avant la fin du jeu.
So this Natasha day...
Look, I'm just the messenger. You have to talk to my mistress about the details. Miss Cat...
I see. But...
Please, Sonny, let's not make this...
Okay, understood.
Thank you.
Why do I have the feeling these big Bambi...
Ok, c'était flèche du jour.
It was New Year's Eve, and I was driving, half drunk, risking my whole life's work. But still, it didn't feel any different. Every day was the same.
Bah si, il va y avoir que des dialogues comme ça, meuf.
121 days I had left till my retirement seemed like an eternity. When I look out the window of the hotel room I call home, I see the same thing every day. A woman in a red nightgown dances slowly in circles to smooth music. The 9 o'clock show, with a glass of cheap bourbon and the red gown with the silent music. In the meantime, the proud city of Clawville is slowly eating itself alive. And we're still here, with nothing left to lose but our sanity, while others, the smart ones,
Marty
had already
McChicken.
gone. Molly. Does her name really upset me this
Les noms ils
much?
sont fous.
All
Les noms
those
sont
years of
fous.
solitude, and I still jump without question every time I hear
Ouais,
it.
dans le générique. Dans le générique.
And then there's Marty, my ex-partner, who hates me. But I know I have to speak with him, no matter what. Why do I feel like the past is watching me on this goddamn night?
Attends, je t'ai parlé de tellement de choses, meuf.
I knew where to find Marty. At the station, we'd always
Histoire du
draw
Dahlia noir.
straws about holiday duty. Marty never joined in. He always took the New Year's Eve.
Ah, et les noirs, oui, avec les flics faits par Rockstar.
10 years ago, we survived the night the press called the Bloody New Year. Forgotten by
Bah, les gens adoraient, hein.
not by us.
Les gens adoraient, hein.
We
Moi,
both left parts of ourselves
bah c'est
behind.
Rockstar, donc c'était bien, mais moi j'ai pas aimé. Moi, pas ma cam. Je suis pas la cible. Je suis pas la cible. Ouais, mais le truc des enquêtes et trucs comme ça, moi c'est pas du tout mon genre de jeu. Typiquement celui-là, si tu m'avais pas dit de le faire, je l'aurais pas fait. Place de police en tire toujours une carte paille pour savoir. Ah, bah tu participes à jamais. Ah bah il l'est toujours. Hein. Ah bah il va y avoir que du dialogue. Hein. Il va y avoir que du dialogue. Hein. C'est tout le jeu comme ça, meuf. Je suis sûr et certain. C'est un truc... Bah c'est toi qui as voulu, hein. Moi je savais dans quoi je mettais les pieds. Hein. Parti parce que déjà en service pour si quelqu'un entend chez lui, je comprends. Hein. Il y a 10 ans, on a survécu à une un nouvel an sanglant. Clovis l'oublie, mais pas nous.
Well, look at that. Hey, Sonny, what you scratching at over here? I heard the...
Tough luck, boys. I may not be on duty, but I'm still a cop, just like you. Well, more than you.
Hey, you don't have to be so peckish, old bud. By the way, you're on luck. Blood boils
Vu, non.
not in
J'ai vu des
tonight. The
extraits.
lawyer's in charge.
Oh, God. That clumsy buffalo is here tonight. If he doesn't end up in a cell again, he's lucky.
Porc
You
épic.
got it.
Les hérissons.
You looking for Marty, eh?
I see you're still the brains around here, Phyllis. Yeah, I'm looking for Marty. Birds of a feather flock together.
I see you're still the funny guy around here. You'll find the
Comment ça, le droit
giant
de changer
feather
de jeu?
duster at the shooting range. As always.
Comment ça change de jeu? Qu'est-ce que tu veux dire par changer de jeu? Ah bah là, ça coupe. Tu veux t'arrêter? On continue plus celui-là?